Untold History. The Antikythera Mechanism's Cosmic Secrets. In the summer of 1900, a group of sponge divers set sail from the small Greek island of Symi, searching for treasure beneath the waves of the Aegean Sea. Battling storms and unpredictable tides, they anchored near the island of Antikythera, a place that, until then, was little more than a rocky outcrop between Crete and the Peloponnese. But what they discovered in the depths that day would become one of the greatest archaeological enigmas in human history. As diver Elias Stadiatos descended into the deep, he stumbled upon something extraordinary. The skeletal remains of a sunken Roman ship, its cargo scattered across the ocean floor. Among the statues, amphorae, and bronze fragments lay a corroded lump of metal no bigger than a shoebox. It looked unremarkable, a mere curiosity among treasures. No one could have guessed that this crusted relic would one day rewrite our understanding of ancient science and technology. When the artifacts were brought to the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, the bronze lump was initially ignored. Years later, in 1902, archaeologist Valerios Stiais noticed something strange. Beneath layers of corrosion were gear-like, structurous cogs and wheels that had no place in known Greek machinery of the time. Ancient Greece had produced great thinkers, philosophers, and mathematicians, but complex mechanical devices that was beyond anything scholars imagined possible. The artifact became known as the Antikythera Mechanism, named after the island where it was found. But what exactly was it? For decades, the question lingered unanswered. The mechanism was badly damaged, fragmented into dozens of corroded pieces. At first glance, it seemed impossible to reconstruct. Yet, as technology advanced, so too did our ability to peer into its secrets. In the 1950s, British physicist and historian Derek J. de Sala Price took a closer look. Using X-ray imaging, he discovered a system of interlocking bronze gears with astonishing precision. His study, published in 1959, shocked the scientific world. The Antikythera Mechanism, he claimed, was nothing less than a mechanical computer built over 2,000 years ago, long before the modern age of gears, clocks, or computers. But that revelation only deepened the mystery. Who built it? How did they achieve such sophistication? And what purpose did it serve? The design beyond time, the mechanism's inner workings are a masterpiece of ancient engineering. Containing over 30 bronze gears, each with hundreds of meticulously crafted teeth, the device could predict astronomical events, eclipses, and the movement of celestial bodies. On its front face, a series of dials represented the sun and moon moving across the zodiac, while smaller pointers tracked the lunar phases and the calendar months. On the back, spiral inscriptions and rotating indicators marked the Saros cycle, the 80-year period after which solar and lunar eclipses repeat. It was, in essence, a miniature cosmos in motion. By turning a hand crank, the user could simulate the heavens, predicting celestial alignments with uncanny accuracy. Modern reconstructions show that the mechanism could even account for the moon's varying speed in its orbit, a subtlety that required deep astronomical understanding. The precision of the gearing system rivals that of 18th century clocks. Yet, the Antikythera Mechanism dates to around 150 to 100 BCE, more than 1,500 years earlier than any known comparable device. Its complexity suggests a lineage of craftsmanship, a lost tradition of mechanical genius that must have existed before this single artifact. The Greeks were not merely philosophers. They were also engineers capable of transforming mathematical theory into physical reality. The astronomer's legacy clues to its origin point toward Hipparchus of Nicaea, one of the greatest astronomers of the ancient world. Living in the 2nd century BCE, Hipparchus was known for his groundbreaking work in trigonometry and his discovery of the precession of the equinoxes, the slow wobble of Earth's axis. Some inscriptions on the mechanism match the lunar theories he developed, suggesting that his research directly inspired its design. However, others believe it was created in the tradition of Archimedes, the Syracusan genius famed for his war machines and mathematical treatises. The Romans, who sacked Syracuse in 212 BCE, reportedly carried off some of Archimedes' inventions. Could the Antikythera Mechanism, or the knowledge behind it, have been among them, eventually finding its way onto the ill-fated ship that sank off Antikythera? The ship itself offers tantalizing hints. It was a large Roman vessel carrying luxury goods, statues, jewelry, fine glass, and bronze. Some historians speculate it may have been transporting loot from the Greek world to Rome. If so, the mechanism might have been a prized possession of a scholar or philosopher, perhaps even intended as a gift for a Roman noble. The device's inscriptions are written in Koine Greek, the common language of the Hellenistic world. They include detailed instructions for operation, confirming that it was designed as a scientific instrument rather than a mere curiosity. Reconstructing the stars for over a century, scholars struggled to piece together the Antikythera mechanism. It was only in the early 21st century, with the aid of 3D X-ray tomography, that researchers could see inside its corroded fragments in unprecedented detail. The Antikythera Mechanism Research Project, launched in 2005, revealed the full sophistication of its design. The front face displayed the metonic cycle, used to coordinate lunar months with solar years. The same system still used in calendars today. The back featured the Calliope and Saros cycles, tracking eclipses and predicting their recurrence. Inscriptions on the mechanism referenced the Olympic Games, suggesting that it also functioned as a calendar for scheduling festivals and athletic events. Crucial markers in ancient Greek civic life. T'histoire rule both scientific and cultural, highlights the Greek worldview. The cosmos and human society were deeply intertwined, each reflecting divine order. In 2021, a new model proposed by the University College London team shed further light on the device's planetary gears. They demonstrated how the mechanism could display the movements of Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, the 5 planets visible to the naked eye. This means the device wasn't just a lunar solar calculator. It was a full planetarium in a box, mechanically representing the known universe according to ancient Greek cosmology. The front dial, once brightly colored and inscribed with zodiac symbols, would have shown the dance of celestial bodies across the sky, a cosmic theater turning by the hand of man. The lost art of the mechanists. The Antikythera mechanism reveals not just the brilliance of one mind, but a lost technological tradition. Ancient Greek engineers like Philon of Byzantium and Hero of Alexandria wrote about mechanical devices powered by air, water, and steam. Hero's automata described moving statues, self-opening temple doors, and early vending machines evidence that the Greeks experimented with mechanics in both science and spectacle. But nothing from Hero's time approaches the complexity of the Antikythera mechanism. It suggests that Hellenistic technology reached a level of sophistication far beyond what was believed possible, only to vanish mysteriously after the rise of Rome. Why did such knowledge disappear? The fall of Greek independence, wars, and the slow erosion of intellectual centers like Alexandria and Rhodes likely played a role. Libraries burned, manuscripts were lost, and the oral traditions of engineering faded with time. Without masters to teach apprentices, the art of fine gearing was forgotten, a casualty of history's shifting tides. It would take another 1,400 years before similar precision appeared again in medieval Europe's astronomical clocks. Cosmic philosophy in bronze to the Greeks. Understanding the cosmos was more than science. It was a spiritual quest. The Antikythera mechanism was not a toy, nor merely a calculator. It was a bridge between human reason and divine order. The Stoic philosophers believed the universe was governed by logos, rational structure, and harmony. The mechanism embodied this belief in tangible form, a microcosm of the heavens, governed by precise, interlocking laws. By turning its crank, one could trace the paths of the planets, predict eclipses, and align rituals with celestial events. For the user, it was a way to synchronize with the universe, to see the hand of the gods in mechanical motion. This merging of faith and science, mysticism and mathematics, was the essence of ancient Greek thought. The device is not only an artifact of engineering but a philosophical statement that the cosmos itself could be understood, measured, and represented. The shipwrecks whisper. More than a century after its discovery, the Antikythera shipwreck continues to yield secrets. Modern diving expeditions have recovered new artifacts, coins, jewelry, anchors, and fragments of sculptures, all pointing to a date between 70 and 60 BCE. Some researchers believe there may be additional pieces of the mechanism still buried in the seabed, waiting to be found. Using cutting-edge underwater robotics, archaeologists continue to map the site. Each new dive raises fresh possibilities. Perhaps there were multiple mechanisms aboard, or perhaps this was just one of many such devices that once existed. The fragments we possess may represent only the last survivor of a once flourishing mechanical tradition. A tradition that linked mathematics, astronomy, and craftsmanship in a way unmatched until the modern era. A legacy written in gears today, the Antikythera Mechanism stands as a symbol of human ingenuity. Its corroded bronze wheels whisper of an age when science and art were one, when curiosity dared to chart the heavens. Replicas now sit in museums across the world, intricate reconstructions built by historians, engineers, and astronomers. Through them, we can finally glimpse what ancient hands once built with patience and purpose. Its discovery forces us to rethink the story of human progress. History is not a straight line of continuous advancement. Sometimes, knowledge surges forward, only to be lost, buried, and rediscovered centuries later. The Antikythera Mechanism is proof of that fragile brilliance, a reminder that civilizations rise and fall, but the human drive to understand the cosmos endures. What remains most astonishing is not only that the Greeks built it, but that they built it with such precision and beauty. Each gear tooth, each inscription, reflects minds unafraid to merge philosophy with engineering, myth with mathematics. The device remains mute, its maker unknown. Yet through its gears, we hear echoes of a forgotten age. An age when the heavens turned not only above humanity, but within the grasp of human hands. The Antikythera Mechanism's cosmic secret is this: the universe itself can be understood, recreated, and held in the palm of a mind brave enough to ask how it works. And though time and corrosion tried to silence it, the machine still speaks a bronze whisper across to millennia, reminding us that genius is not modern, it is eternal.